Hey guys, what's up? It's Dave, and today is my 42nd birthday. And so, thinking about another year of life and all the other stuff, I'm like, what do I want to do this year? Like, how do I want to change things up? Like, progress, be better, be more. What's the word? Change. I don't know. Change things up. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I always try to like reevaluate life or whatever. So, anyways. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start posting random stuff on YouTube, like more off the cuff, not as edited stuff. And so this is not going to be edited at all, except I'll put like the end screen or something like that at the end. But I was talking to my mom today, and she had called to wish me a happy birthday. And she was talking about this old house that they had lived in Waco when they were small, when they were little. I think it was the first house that they moved into, and it was a parsonage of the church, I believe, where my grandfather was a pastor at. And so I have it up here. I'm gonna try not to show the address, just in case, I don't want people going and freaking these people out that probably live here now. But this is the house. This is the house that they lived at in Waco. It was a church parsonage. And I remember when I was little, my mom used to tell me stories about, or at least one story, about when she was in her bedroom at this house, that there was this closet that would just start swinging open and shut type of thing. It would just swing. And which I always thought was interesting, because like my grandfather was a pastor, and this was like the church parsonage where they lived at. Like it was like where, what they would call the man of God. That's what people call pastors. That's where they lived at. And she had that experience. And it wasn't just her. My uncle said that he saw a ghost, is what he told us, and that he described the way that this person looked, and then he described it at a younger age to people within their community, and they're like, oh, that was the old pastor that lived there, some pastor before that had lived in that house. And they were like, well, why is he crying? Like, oh, and the ghost was crying. And so he was like, well, why is he crying? And my uncle was like, I guess he didn't make it to heaven. Which I was just like, wow. So like that was another story. And then I found out that I'm gonna have to put my arm down because I'm getting a little tired here. I found out too that supposedly when they were prepping the house before my grandparents and my mom and her brother and sisters moved in there, brothers and sister moved into that house, that they were prepping it up, and this house had a cellar, and that they opened it and they saw some ghost looking figure. It was, I guess, see-through or whatever, and it was a half man half goat ghost. And then my mom heard that story just recently, and she was like, oh well, she goes, there's some other stuff that I saw now that everyone's kind of talking about it. And she said one time she was sick, and she even prefaced it, she goes, I don't know if I was like hallucinating, but she was asleep or laying down in bed, and she looked up and she saw hands come up from like behind the headboard. And then she said in another event at the house, she remembers seeing hands coming up from the floorboard, which I was just like, what is happening? So they went to go see this house the other day when we were in Waco. I didn't even think about it because they were like, we're going to go see the old parsonage. And we were about to get ready to leave. And I was like, all right, cool. We're going to go ahead and head out. And part of me is like, man, I wish I would have stayed. I wanted to go like look at the house now. I'm trying to think if there's any other stories, because I want my kids to be able to watch this in the future and be like, remember that old house that Mal lived in? That's what they call my mom. What else was there? Oh, there was supposedly a dream that my uncle had. He had it 3 different times, all the same dream though, that there was some type of treasure underneath one of the stairs in the backyard or something like that. So I'm like, let's go and dig it up. Like, let's go look for treasure now. And then supposedly he also saw what he thought looked to be a tombstone in the backyard that had dates on it, but it didn't have any names. And so we don't know what the story is about this old house. Here it is, but supposedly someone had heard that in the past it was like a funeral home. We don't know though. I couldn't find anything online. I was looking up on the internet to see if I could find anything, and there's nothing on it. The only thing I found was that it looks like it was built in 1915. So it's over 100 years old. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. It was just kind of these stories that I'm like, I don't want to forget these stories. And I know that my daughter, I know Michaela's going to love to hear these. She loves like the creepy stuff and everything like that. But so yeah, that's it. That's the only purpose of this video, was to document the conversation I had with my mom about this house in Waco, that now I want to go. I told her we should go and spend the night. And she was like, I'm not spending the night there. And I was like, we should. It'd be, it'd be fun. We could have a sermon there, get rid of whatever's in there or something, But anyways, guys, I got to get back to work. This is going to go up on YouTube just the way it is. I hope you liked it. If you do, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new and if you want to hear more fun life stuff. But thank you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.